Welcome to the AKA Ynes Show. We dedicate this podcast to interviewing musicians of every kind, as well as online content creators on social media. Whether if they're starting out or if they're already on the rise and still growing, this show is all about having a fun conversation with our guests, talking about their favorite things that relate to their passion for their projects. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's have that conversation. From across the pond to the west coast of Canada, Kira, AKA Ynes, made a name for herself representing hardworking, independent musicians. Showcasing a variety of adventures and hustle one chapter at a time, Ynes launched a podcast called Fair Play, a talk show discussing experiences including highs and lows from working-class musicians who still create incredible content today. We'll be discussing more about her show, her experience in Vancouver so far, her musical resume, and cool bands you may remember. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the AKA Ynes Show. I'm your host, AKA Ynes, and in the studio today, we have a friend of mine that I've met a few years ago, but she's no ordinary friend. No, in fact, she is a local musician. Originally from the UK, she moved to Vancouver, Canada. And we actually met through social media, specifically TikTok, when she live streamed talking about playing music and stuff. I was like, wow, I got to connect with this person because musicians are really cool people. You know, I'm a musician, she's a musician, so let's get together. And I'm really proud to call her my friend now. We've actually done a show together back in 2024, and we hung out at local open mic nights. And I thought it was really cool that she got to know the community as well. And with that being said, she's not only a musician, she's also a content creator on social media. In fact, she started a really cool talk show, a great podcast called Fair Play. And Fair Play has been generating a cool buzz lately. And without further ado, my guest is Kira, AKA Ynes. So welcome to the show, Ynes. How have you been?
Great. How have you been?
I am doing stupendous. Thank you very much.
Stupendous.
Yeah, stupendous. Excellent. Larger than life.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of those things, you know, but you get the idea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I was just thinking as you were introducing that, I don't know, replayed in my head the first time we met at the Car Free Day
in Westminster.
And yeah, that was like a blind, I'm meeting someone from TikTok. This is terrifying, but it was great.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, you do like a billion things. And
yeah.
we always seem to cross paths if it's like something that I'm doing or an open mic night that you're hosting or piano karaoke. So yeah, I don't know why I'm introducing you on your show. Back at you.
No, thank you. But you know, I was so glad that we met at such a really cool event too, like Car Free Day in New Westminster. You know, so both you and I, and of course my wife Robin, and our other musician friend Susie, Susie Easton. Hello, Susie. If you're listening to this, we are talking about you too because you deserve a great shout out.
Yeah.
But Susie, when she was saying that, hey, you know what? This is like my first event to hang out at post COVID as well. You know, she didn't know how to feel about that too, because going to an event like that can be terrifying after lockdown season for a little while.
Yeah.
But the fact that you and I, you know, we love to explore what the locals are doing, and including the artists, right? Because remember how you and I, we saw one of my other friends, she was performing, actually no, two different acts who were homies of mine. They were playing that big stage in New Westminster. Yeah. And it was just so cool that an event like that is promoting local talents. Yeah. I know you're all about that too, because you yourself are a musician, a talented one at that, just so you guys know.
A bad one.
No. Don't listen to her, folks. My Google rating will give her 5 stars on this one.
Thanks.
But you got that chance to explore what all these different artists of all these walks of life have to offer. And even your talk show, Fair Play, touches base on that. And specifically working class artists as well. And when we say working class, folks like you and I who are hustling big time, some of us have 9 to 5s. I got 9 to 5, and other people may have like a 2 to 10.
Right.
Right. Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But they're doing these things. But at the same time, when they're not doing that, they're working hard on their art. What inspired you to want to explore that using your Fair Play platform?
Socializing post-COVID, and I guess for me, socializing in a new country, meeting new creative people, or trying to meet new creative people. Like a year ago, I was kind of at a point in life where I was like kind of uninspired. Like occasionally, you know, I'd go to an open mic or I had these amazing opportunities, but I felt like I wasn't really in. You know, I didn't have like a consistent sort of creative motivation. I just found myself in like a lull. And so I wanted to, I guess, give myself some discipline in being like, I'm going to force myself to talk to creative people and, you know, have these talks like once a week or once every 2 weeks. And I guess part of it was selfish for that reason, because I just wanted to connect with people.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And also, yeah, like my experience with music has always been doing it alongside whatever random day job I have at the time. And I think it's really easy, especially nowadays, like, you know, we're both on TikTok. We know how the metrics go. We know how the algorithm works.
Yes.
It's easy to get caught up in numbers and money, and you know, sometimes you talk to people who aren't maybe don't have a creative outlet, and they're like, well, how much does it pay? Like, I don't know, how much do you make per show? And it's really hard to explain that it isn't about that a lot of the time.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, and so for me, it was kind of wanting to create a space, and the name Fair Play is like just how I feel about, you know, someone going to their day job and then going to a show after, and it's like, oh, okay, you know what, fair play. Like, yeah, you could go home and binge watch TV like I do sometimes, but we're hustling to stay sane.
Yeah. And those words, fair play, like I even would use that phrase if someone made a good point about something. You know, like if someone said, yeah, I want to do this because I am very passionate about this art I'm doing. And because I always like to ask people, you know, why are you doing this, right?
Yeah.
And then when they give a really cool, solid reason, I would say fair play.
Yeah.
You know, that's fair
Yeah.
play. It's you made a great point.
Yeah.
But I felt that the great thing about what you've done is that you've interviewed not just people who are within Canada, but also people from across the pond as well, even back in your hometown.
Yeah. It's interesting to see, I guess, what we have in common in that way. And yeah, when we talk about being a working class musician or photographer or, I don't know, writer, whatever it may be, like that looks different in different parts of the world. Like we were just talking about the price of groceries in Canada. Like,
yes, that's right. Yes.
You know, there's the cost of living in the UK is bad in other ways. And I think people, for me specifically in the UK, like drinking culture is a big, I say problem because I don't drink now, but it's a big culture.
It is.
And predominantly in working class communities where people, it's so easy for me to go home and just be like, I'm going to go to the pub. Like I'm going to block out every stress I had at work.
Yeah.
So I do think it, you know, being of that background and not having sort of, I guess, family wealth or connections in the industry, like it does deserve like a fair play, because it's so easy to just, you know, not outlet your emotions in a healthy way. And so I think give credit where credit's due when people say, you know what, actually I'm going to write a song, or I'm going to, I don't know, go take some photos. Like, yeah.
And you don't just touch base on just the musicians, right? We talk about visual arts. We talk about even these graphic artists who are still hustling big time, just trying to create. People don't often think about like the minute you see your poster for your local show, someone put a lot of work into that.
Yeah.
Right. And despite what's going on with AI today, creating things like that, I won't get too much into it, of course, because we want to encourage would-be artists as well.
Yeah.
But when you do see a show poster let's say pre-2023, someone's hard work went into that.
Yeah.
If you like that poster especially.
Yeah.
It was very colorful. You have all these different things, because I remember when I first learned Photoshop a long time ago, I did it because of I wanted to learn it as an elective during my marketing program at university, or I guess post-secondary rather, as they call it here in Canada. But it was a very time-consuming thing for me to learn. I was like, it's just because there were so many options that you can do with a picture or something you create from scratch as well. And I just admire all the pros who do this for a living. They're making posters. They're making, billboard signs. They're making ads for the upcoming movie, whatever it is. Or even, I know you folks can't see it because this is an audio podcast, but behind you, there's a painting here.
There is.
Right?
Yeah.
Someone's hard work went into that.
Yeah. Alison McBean, 1992.
Yeah, there you go. So, yes.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, the Birds of Vancouver. So, there you go. So, you touch base on all these different artists, and I'm glad you're doing that because this is something I feel like these people deserve in terms of recognition. Yeah. Right? What do you feel is the next step for getting these artists to be seen and heard?
I think for me, the whole thing, I mean, I want to say 6 months in. It's been a massive learning curve. Like when I started, I initially thought, okay, I'm going to talk to musicians because that's, what I can talk about and understand.
Of course.
And then you kind of branch out into photographers and, like you say, artists of different mediums.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's interesting, the more I get into it, the more I hear from, photographers musicians, for example, will say, you don't need the best guitar, you just need to be passionate about it. And then you level up in equipment or, you don't need all the best equipment. And then photographers I'll speak to and they'll say, you don't need the best camera. And finding these consistent themes, like the consistent theme in any creative is just like, you just need that passion. All of that to say, I think the next step for me is to just continue learning about what we have in common. Yeah. And I was just saying to you, like, I feel like I have 1,000 things to do. I'd love to, we had a zine where I printed, I think it was 50 copies of a zine that contained poems, photography, artwork of working class artists from around the globe. And all of the proceeds of that went to charity, went to a drama school in the UK called the Television Workshop, which is near my hometown, which I just pointed out on a map.
That's right.
Which is a lot of drama schools and creative programs in the UK are very costly.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Yeah.
Whereas the Television Workshop offers bursaries. They go out into schools in deprived areas and try to bring kids in. And I could go on about that forever. It's a great school, but that was like a great project to do, to work with people and to understand, what photographers are looking for, what writers are writing about. And just, I guess, to keep trying things. That's my next step.
I think that's really great that you do that. It's almost like, it reminds me of that, what was that history show Robin and I would watch? What's her face? Lucy Worsley.
Okay.
So, okay, definitely check her out. Then we get a chance.
Okay.
She's the kind of person who would like let's say, explore a town, for example, like that, right? And she talks about the history of the town, right? But then what she also does is that, let's say if there's like some sort of cool traditional dance that they open the doors for everyone to, hey, give it a try. She will go and give it a try. Try a little dance routine, right?
Yeah.
And even wear like the outfit, like the traditional outfits
Nice.
that whatever town she's in, that people wear.
Yeah.
And so she'll try it on, and she'll actually, do a little jig or whatever it may be, right? Just an example of that, right? And she tries all these different kinds of activities too, as she's talking about these towns that she's doing an episode on. But it just reminds me of that for some reason. That's the first one that came to mind.
I'll take that. Yeah.
While we're talking about trying new things, right? It's funny how you and I would talk about this, because for me, as someone who's been born and raised here in Vancouver, I've seen so many different activities come and go. But then whenever something new does pop up, I feel like, wow, this has so much potential.
Yeah.
And actually, the one thing I saw recently on my social media that I haven't seen in a little while that happened in this town, unless I've been hiding under a rock, which might be sometimes. There was square dancing at the Wise Hall in East Van.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm like, whoa! I don't remember the last time I heard about a square dance happening for quite some time.
Yeah, we're bringing it back.
Yeah, I mean, if they've been doing it for a long time, I apologize, guys, if you're listening to this.
They're like, hang on. Yeah. We've been doing this for 10 years.
No, but if you have been doing it for years, guys, great on you. And please keep doing it.
Yeah.
But if it's something that's been brought back, guys, please let this continue to be a thing, because we need some more fun stuff for us to do here.
Yeah, I think it's great. I actually, I don't know, thinking of new things, I interviewed someone a couple weeks ago who, her name's Florencia. She's from Mexico. I can't remember where. I'm really sorry. But she's great. She has a online community of like over 4,000 people. It's called Apartamento 710. And it's about finding creative inspiration in life and coming offline. And next week, I think, or the week after, she's doing a Vancouver meetup for the first time.
No kidding.
And
wow.
Yeah, she's getting like a group of people to the Cinematheque to see I can't remember which one, but a David Lynch film.
No kidding.
And just even things like that, it's like, bring people together.
Well, those meetup groups are always very handy, I think.
Yeah.
So whether if you're using Facebook or if you're using, what was that website? Meetup.com or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
People still use that today.
Yeah.
And I think that still needs to be a thing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were saying that, Vancouver can be a no fun city. I can testify that. It's true. It can be a no fun city, especially when the coolest establishments shut down.
Yeah.
And it happens quite often, unfortunately. And I get that. But I would still argue and say, but don't give up, because if you join communities around you that are in your town, you could find something very unique that will stand out a bit. And if it catches your attention, I say, it's okay to take risks and just try it out.
Yeah, definitely. And like, also, I think it's really easy to talk down on ourselves and almost like, I don't know. I definitely at times have been like, I can see the no fun city thing. But I think anywhere anyone lives, there's always an element of like, oh, there's nothing going on here. I've had it in the UK. I've had it like the first time I moved to Vancouver, I lived in New West. And when I lived in New West, it was like, oh, I need to live in Vancouver. Like, that's the city where things happen.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Vancouver and it was like, this is no fun city. So it's like, in a way, we're always chasing something, you know, it's always going to be more fun somewhere else. But a lot of the time, especially if you're working full time, like caught up in life and like, there's nothing going on. Like, we do have free will. I think we need to exercise free will more. We can do it ourselves.
We could. Yeah.
And it sometimes is costly, but even if it's like, get people over to your house or find a friend who has a garden and jam with them. Like, I know you've done a lot of that with like people in the city.
Yeah.
And that's free, you know?
It is.
Yeah, I think we need to use free will.
I think part of it is going back to it. You just got to get creative.
Yeah.
Right. I was doing a lecture a little while back in 2018. There was a spoof of TED Talks, and they call it Bill Talks.
Okay.
Bill and Ted. Right.
Yeah.
So they asked me to be a guest speaker to do a mini lecture about something like something within my field, so I chose music, obviously, and I did that whole speech about using creativity to create community.
Yeah.
Right. And I talked about different events that stood out for me, and the reason why these people who put on these events do so well is because they use their creative juices to get it going and find ways to do it. But I would say anybody who does want to do something that doesn't require, hopefully, too much work and backbreaking, try to find some like-minded people who can be on your team to make that happen. You have to make sure you plan it well to make sure it's executable.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? No,
Yeah.
You can execute it well. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I can't talk to any. I need to start drinking coffee. No,
It's because we've both been at work. It's the problem we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So has there been any events in Vancouver that stood out to you in recent years? It doesn't have to be music, but just anything else like artistic related. Maybe just any fun festivals that you came across, or a nice fun shindig that you saw in East Van or downtown, or even New West. Like, which one stood out to you in recent years?
For the first time, I just experienced the East Side Culture Crawl, which was really fun.
Ah, yes.
And I kind of was in one place because I was working with a friend of mine who's a videographer who has a studio, Barricade Studios. Shout out to Jalil.
Yay, Barricade Studios.
But the people that came through, like just having conversations with people was so refreshing. And I mean, I'm not a massively extroverted, I don't want to hide in a corner all the time, but like I worked 8:30 till 5. Boohoo. I worked all day, and then I did the culture crawl like 6 till 10 p.m.
Right.
And I got home and I was like buzzing. Like I was still like, there are so many cool people who are going out in the rain.
Yeah.
Like walking around the streets to be like, I'm going to go see this artist studio. And that's so sick to me. Like that's so cool. So I think that's a great one. Like just having open studios. Also, there's one that just escaped my mind. I think there's loads of great like local markets, like pop-up markets and stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
And also piano karaoke. And just in general, I like genuinely is such a fun vibe.
Thank you.
It feels like a family in that room. Obviously, I feel like most people that are listening will know that you host it, but
yeah.
For anyone missing context, you are the star, the host, the man of the show.
Oh, thanks. But I feel like the singers are the main focus, though, because we see some really great cast of characters who come in, including yourself. You and some of your other friends, including Olivia.
Yeah.
Shout out to her too.
Yeah.
Who have come out to make the effort to just hop on the mic and just sing your favorite song. And the fun thing I love about piano karaoke, and even our live band karaoke nights too, that my bandmates and I do, but what I love about the whole live music karaoke format is that we find a lot of hidden gem talents who deserve to be recognized by the world. Yeah. I'm like, why are you not an American Idol? Like, you should be... you should be going out there and, singing in front of millions of people, but I just love the fact that we get to meet these amazing characters who are just fantastic people all around, not just great singers, but just really solid people.
Yeah, definitely. I just remembered as well, Slice of Life, that on Venables, near Venables in Commercial.
Yes.
They have some great stuff on sometimes as well. Like I think they have pinball days.
Machines? Yeah.
Don't know what day it is, but I don't know. They have open mic comedy, and
that's right. Yes.
Yeah, they're a really great community space. So shout out to them as well.
Yes, and folks, if you are looking for something to do, make sure you're writing this all down because
Yeah, you're welcome.
yes, thank you, Kira, for doing this because I felt like if you folks don't write these things down or at least at least like type it down on your phone, then you're missing out. So make sure you document all this while you can, guys.
Have you been to? I'm gonna butcher this.
Chalky Grill?
Yeah.
For a karaoke night?
Yeah.
I've been there years back, and
Okay.
this is probably 2018 last time I was there, 2019. I just haven't had the capacity to go there for a while, just because my weekends get busy with gigs and stuff like that, right? But I would want to give actually a huge shout out to. I was just sorry. I paused because I was trying to remember who hosted it last time.
Okay.
Right? I don't want to get my hosts mixed up.
Okay.
But if I got this correct, awesome. If I don't have it correct, I really apologize, guys. But I think last time I was there in 2018, 2019, our friend Gogan was the host.
Okay.
And so shout out to him for being a great host when I was there. But yeah, Charky Grill.
Yeah. I went. Also, sorry, you said 2018, and in my mind that was 2 years ago. And then I did the math. I was like, yeah, no, 7 years
Don't forget the pandemic happened too. So
I went there yesterday. We went for our work. I want to say Christmas party. It was fun.
yeah.
Not like I don't know, if you're looking for like a cool hipster, I don't know. Probably not. It's not dancing, but it could be.
It could.
Yeah.
It could lead to dancing.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about hipster joints, I was thinking how like in the States there's like all these expensive burger joints. And like they have like funny names for them, but for some reason they cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always think about like those guys who had like those giant mustaches and beards, and then they say they do things differently around here.
Like the meme, it's all the same, like copy and paste. I always get those TikToks of like, you just walked into a millennial burger joint that says they do things
that
differently.
one, yeah. And what was that song? We Are Young.
Yes.
That's right. Da, 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 da. Sorry, I just think about that the first thing you said the word hipster. I'm like, yeah. this is the one. But I will give credit though. Like here locally, there are some joints though that have been really well designed.
Yeah.
And so whoever was their interior designer should get a raise for that.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, there are some other joints where, great idea, but if you could make it, not so expensive and maybe tone down on some things here and there, you might get more people in the door, but, I don't want to knock on any businesses. Obviously, this won't be a slander session here.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying this in a joking way. What I mean? Yeah.
Get the Gen Z through the door.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Two guys with a crazy idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's so funny because when I hear the phrase "we do things differently around here," I can't help but ask myself this: is that a good thing or a threat?
It feels like a threat. I'm like, I feel like I've done something wrong. Like it gives me that sense. If I walked into a restaurant and they were like, well, we do things differently around it. Like that's how I hear it in my head.
Oh yeah, that tone. Oh yeah.
You're dumb and you should have figured this out by now. Like that's how, I don't know if that's a me problem, but man. I don't hear like, oh, we do things,
Oh my god,
that's just me.
Yeah, the funniest one is when people use sarcasm to talk to you too, and there's some people who are so good at sarcasm, like I can just pick it up too. Like I usually am, and I can say I usually am pretty good at picking up sarcasm.
Yeah,
but then there are other times where I'm just like, I was like, oh well. Oh, wait, you were being sarcastic.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. I'll just say nothing.
I know exactly right. Yeah. Oh, man. But speaking of joints, with you yourself as a musician, you've played so many great places back home, including outdoor festivals as well. What has been your favorite concert that you've played that comes to mind?
That's a really great question. I don't know. I just before I moved to Vancouver, I did a couple dates, I guess like a mini tour. And my last ever show was the 21st of December, 2022. So coming up 3 years ago, which is terrifying.
Wow.
I played in Coventry, and I think it was also the first venue I'd ever played. It's like a small, I want to say 500 capacity venue. It's like under a railway arch.
Right on.
And the first time I played, I was like first on a bill of 4, and it was just before COVID hit.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm going to do this music thing. And then COVID hit, and that's another story. But that show was actually really nice because it was a hometown show. Selfishly, I got everyone together in a room just before I moved away. So I was like, you have to come to my show.
Yeah, of course.
Otherwise, I'm never going to see you again. And it was, I actually, like, to hear people singing your lyrics back at you is just crazy.
Oh, I know that feeling.
And especially in your hometown, you're like, I know these people. I think that to me was like a really crazy moment of like, I've seen the 5 years of my life like in that specific venue, and that was just really nice to, I guess, experience the full circle moment. Yeah, obviously the festivals are great. There was one year I played Isle of Wight, which is a great festival, and Glastonbury, which also is a great festival.
Right on.
And I'd never been to either of them before.
Really?
Yeah, like I couldn't, I don't know if it was like getting the time off work, or like Glastonbury tickets are like 400, I don't know, I think.
Yeah.
So they were great, but as you know, as a musician, no big show is without its behind the scenes stress.
The quirks that come with it. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So
we've all been there. Yeah.
Yeah. It was days of camping and dehydration and air mattresses with no air. Not to complain.
Of course.
But yeah, just to keep the realistic way about it.
I would say you are giving those folks some constructive feedback, if that were some better wording to go with it.
I mean, the air mattress was my fault, definitely.
Really? Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's I don't know. Like Glastonbury was funny because I guess like again with Fair Play talking about being a working class musician or having to figure it out around a day job. Like I played at like 3 p.m. Lord was headlining the Pyramid stage.
Really?
At 7. And so finished the set, like got some food, whatever, saw Lord. Kendrick Lamar was then on after Lord.
What?
And I had to squeeze out, like I thought I was going to get like trampled. Squeeze out, drive home, 4.5 hour drive. I was opening the cafe the next morning.
What?
And that was like a big reality check. Like I was like, none of these people care, you know?
Oh my goodness. Serious?
I feel like if you're a working class musician, you can't have an ego because it's just like, I'm cleaning toilets, and like you can have an ego that you played a festival for like 3 hours and then it's like, okay, back to reality.
Yeah.
Let's keep grinding. Let's keep working at it.
Yeah.
You know?
I know, because it's not one of those things where you get hired as a musician and you have this like 9 to 5 schedule, right? And it's like, okay, we're gonna hire. Although, imagine how cool that would be,
right?
Though, right? It's like, okay, cool. So you're gonna work from 9 to 5, playing all these songs, or you're gonna be in the studio working on all these songs,
yeah,
right? And so, and it'll come with some dental plans, and
yeah.
You know, all that stuff, also other benefits with it.
All the perks.
All the perks,
yeah.
Right? You know, I mean, I just had this conversation actually with a coworker actually, and you know, she loves music too, and she says one of the things that we both agreed that is really admirable. We see them do a piano set at a piano bar, for example.
Yeah.
And this guy's killing it. Let's say they play some songs that they've written themselves. At least we know, you know what? At least you're not assigned to the bigwigs who may unfortunately take the rights of your music.
Yeah.
You know, because at least with you playing this independently at this local venue, we know at least whatever you play and you wrote yourself to, you have the rights to that music right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And not only that, and when you get your payment for your gig, all that money's going to you, my friend.
Yeah.
You don't have to split
all
it
that money.
with.
Yeah.
But there are some great gigs
Yeah.
out there, depending which ones you do and who your clientele is.
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact that with these independent folks who are doing this about like some big corporate bigwig, like you're not putting your money to some of those folks who what did they do? Like who didn't do anything.
Yeah, and they really don't. I mean, yeah, they it's called the music industry. Like they see it as a business, right?
Oh yeah, they capitalize off that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's not, I don't know, I'm like, yeah, it has to exist in a capacity. Like, why would it not? But
Yeah.
I think, I mean, having, like, I worked in the music industry for 3 months. It's really not, and I didn't do anything, I worked at a management company. It wasn't like a label, but even in that time, witnessing those conversations, like we'd be in meetings between like managers and labels and I don't know, like PR people, and the amount of like those musicians actually have no say over their work because and
Very true.
I mean, there was always a part of me before, being in those rooms that I was like, I say I'm happy to be independent, but like if someone offered me a load of money, like would I take it? Like, am I just saying it because I have no choice? But after being in those rooms, I'm like, there is no amount of money genuinely that I think anyone could offer me that would make me like so I can write my own music, but if the label doesn't like it, I can't release it. If I don't sell enough tickets, I don't own my music.
Yeah.
Like that isn't, you have no control over like your work, you know?
That's true. When artists do start dealing with labels and stuff like that, it is important that they need to say have a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer, to be to support them. You know, and unfortunately, this is the nature of the beast: is that they have to look over those contracts that they're going to sign. Yeah, because if you're going to be going this route, be prepared to make sure that you also study a bit of law on your end too. Yeah, it is good to have that entertainment lawyer who can look over things with you too, look over the documents, and make sure nothing seedy is going on with the wordings too. Definitely, right? Yeah, some folks will word things in such a way where if they use that as an excuse to create a loophole, so they can get away with something or gain something where you're not gaining anything. Yeah, that's gonna suck, man. Yeah, definitely. A friend of mine, they're a musician. The artist's name is Du Blonde. Really good musician. Love their music. They have a indie label that they launched a few years back. They've been making music for years. And they launched it off the back of being signed to a major label when they were younger. Yeah. And not having an entertainment lawyer and not realizing how the industry functioned. Yeah. And like the conversations I've had with them about it are just like the label give you an advance, in some circumstances, it's like, okay, we'll loan you this money. But then if you don't make that back, you owe us that money. Yeah. You're in debt to a label. Yeah, true. Yeah. So they're not giving you anything. They're like, and also, okay, this is so random. Bowling for Soup? Yes, yes, and I know about them just because what was it? They not only did the Phineas and Ferb theme song, but they also did this really great cover of "I Ran" by a Flock of Seagulls. Okay, love that. Check that out. Yeah. Okay, they're good. I love their covers. I watched this YouTube deep dive. They're the first band I ever saw live. They're one of my, I don't know, guilty pleasures, all-time favorites, whatever. And I watched this YouTube video on their like rise to fame. Yeah. And so their first album, they were actually really smart marketing wise. Their first album, I think they sold like 1,500 copies, I want to say. Yeah. And all completely independent. And they were trying to get a label to sign them and essentially were like,
the label was like, because you've sold these albums at shows, we have no way to prove that you can actually sell to an audience. So at that point, this was like the mid-90s, they sold albums only online. And at their shows in the 90s, they were like, I'm really sorry, guys, but if you want to buy our album, go to our website so we can prove to the label that we're selling enough albums.
Yeah, and this is pre-Napster, pre-LimeWire, and pre...
anything easy and accessible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they eventually got signed to a label and been hustling. They're like, great, finally we have a team behind us who, you know, have the right contacts. Their second album, they sold like less than, I can't remember exactly what the number was, but less than their first album.
Right.
And they just felt like they plateaued. They're like, we have a label now. Like, this is, you're meant to be pushing this to people. Like, what are you actually doing? We're still doing all the work and you get like what percentage of what we make?
For just sitting around staring out into space?
Totally. Not putting the work in.
Oh, people.
Not fair play. That is
not fair at all. Definitely not fair play. I call it blasphemy.
Yeah. That's the other talk show.
Blasphemy, yes. I think it should be a talk show called Blasphemy.
Yeah. Where we just like slate people who aren't being fair.
Slandering someone who deserves to be slandered somehow.
Yeah. I think we would need an entertainment lawyer.
I probably would.
Yeah.
Yes. Going back to your music, so the Ynes music, it's great. You know, I've heard it already online, and it's such a really cool, awesome, like alternative punk rock style. It's a big Ynes sing along.
Yeah.
Right. So my question is, why do you think your music connected with these people?
I'm not sure. I'm not very good at bigging myself up. My immediate intuition is just like, I actually have no idea. A lot of the feedback I get in music and content in general is that there's a theme of honesty, and I don't know, a lot of the feedback I get is like, oh, it's raw, it's unfiltered, it's, you know, it's saying it how it is. And I don't know how not to do that. Like, even in this conversation, I'm like, why am I talking about bowling for soup in, you know, I mean, why not? But
why not?
I never in my life have known like how to have a social filter. And so I think I put anything into a song that, and then only when people say, oh, it's unfiltered, I'm like, what was I not supposed to say? You know?
Yeah.
Which maybe resonates with people because it's like, I like to keep metaphors out of my songs. You know, I think some songwriters are great and they can write about how being with someone is like a beautiful summer's day, but that doesn't resonate with me.
Right.
So maybe I feel like that's sort of a theme that I get. Yeah.
I think that's a really good answer in my personal opinion.
Thanks.
Because the way I'm piecing it together from what you were saying, I think that's what people want to connect with. They want to connect with honesty. Mm-hmm. When there are people out there who either make any musical content that displays either their vulnerability or their confidence or something that they've learned in their own personal path of life, I think people want to connect to that.
Yeah.
But if people come to you and say, yeah, I just love how your music is so you know, honest and raw. I think that's still a connection in my personal opinion. And I think you've nailed it from your style of music. And I heard it through that too.
Thanks.
Through your tunes when I listened to them. And even the ones that got a lot of plays was I Want to Be Overrated.
Yep.
I love that song. It still gets in my head sometimes, just so you know. Who was your producer for that track?
I worked with a guy called John Rivers on all of my music.
Nice.
In the UK. He's based just outside of Coventry. He worked with the two bands from Warwickshire who ever really made it big, The Specials and ELO.
The Specials.
Yes.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
They did Ghost Town.
Okay.
And he did that song, actually. He produced that song.
Okay. No
so
way.
He's been around.
That was him.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's starting to come back to me now. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's your claim to fame right there.
That is my claim to fame.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I first recorded with him in 2019 when I didn't even know what like session musicians were.
Oh, no way.
Like I didn't know what the difference. I was like, oh, I had session musicians in the studio, and then I'm like, do they play shows with me? Like he is just the nicest, and he made it such a accessible experience. When I think in music a lot of people can be really I don't know, they can gatekeep.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, shout out to John Rivers.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah. Well, and wow, okay. Wow, he produced the specials. Okay, now I learned something. No, thanks for clarifying that information for me. So there you go. Awesome. We were talking about session musicians. I have so much respect for these guys too, you know, because here they are. They're the hired guns that are going to make your music be taken to the next level.
Yeah.
But see, at the same time, like I sympathize for them too because of all the hard work that goes behind it. But sometimes I feel like it can be a thankless job.
Yeah.
You know, and because there are people who just come into the studio and they have no idea who this artist is. They're just gonna, let's say, you know, you go down and just lay drums for this track.
Yeah.
And then after you're done, then you just call it a day. Yeah. You know, and they never know who this artist is until the release date of that song. Right. It's like what you were saying before too, with the musicians who play at the festivals, for example, just like from your experience too. You know, one day you're playing at a festival, the next day you still have to open the shop that you work at. Yeah. Right. I would say that session musicians have that similar thing where it's like one day they're playing at this ginormous festival too, backing up Billie Eilish. Yeah. But maybe the next day they have to go play at a very dingy bar. Yeah. Back up an independent musician. Yeah. You know, and the pay may not be as big as how much Billie Eilish paid. Totally. Right. But it's still the part of their grind. It's like, well, there's no ending credits to that part, you know. Yeah. It's gonna be a new chapter each day. It's like that ongoing it's like those soap operas, right? Coronation Street. Yeah. It's an endless
they just
TV
keep
show.
going.
Yeah. New cast, new characters, you know, in your life. Yeah. And but I think I can still say that is still part of the fun part of that journey. Yeah. Is that there's a new chapter.
Definitely. And I think actually, big shout out to session musicians. Like we were talking about earlier, there are so many jobs and so many pieces that go into making a show. Yes. Even like the crew that load in and out, it's like I don't know, like
the technicians. Yeah.
Yeah. Like there are so many people, and I think obviously the artist gets a recognition because that's who people are there to see, but it must be so weird to be a session musician, record a song, and like it's almost like you don't, I mean, I don't know if you would want that brag, but like you don't even get that brag. Like what are you going to say? Oh yeah, I was on the new Billie Eilish song, and people are like, oh cool, I didn't realize most people probably don't realize that session musicians, like that is a job. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
My bandmate from The Naturals, Jared, he was telling me about the album from Daft Punk, Random Access Memories, right? He was saying to me that the drummer they had for that album, one of the best drummers that they could ever hire for that. And yet I don't know how many people know about this guy. Yeah. You know, and I'm like, yeah, whoever did drums for this album it not only deserves a raise, but I hope this guy's in the Hall of Fame of some kind. Yeah. You know, because that was a really great album too. Yeah. But that's just an example. Like, and that's just the tip of the iceberg of all these different instrumentalists that people hire on their albums. From that same that documentary, Hired Gun, great documentary. I wish it was back on Netflix. I could check to see if it is on this day of 2025.
Yeah.
December 2025. But if it's not on there, I hope it comes back again soon. But I would encourage everyone to watch Higher Gun. If you're not taking music as a serious career, watch it anyways. Because you appreciate all the people that these artists hire. They're not their permanent band members, but they take them on tour with them anyways, right? There was this one bit where I actually have so much respect for Pink. And she actually said she was so proud of the band that backed her up. And the other band members were saying, yeah, you know what? Honestly, being on tour with Pink, she actually treats us like family.
Yeah.
Respect.
That's what you want to hear.
You want to hear that. You need to hear that.
Totally.
And I think this is what even the big stars should do. If they haven't done so, they should start doing that.
Yeah.
And those who've done such a good job at it, keep at it, man.
Genuinely.
Pink, if you're hearing this, I hope
she is.
I hope you're hearing Kira's music too, by the way.
Yeah.
Pink. Please check out Ynes's music too.
Let's collab. Oh my God. I genuinely, old Pink is such a, I mean, not that she isn't a badass, but I remember being a kid and seeing the music video for Don't Let Me Get Me.
Okay, that came to my mind too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Honestly.
Yeah. Don't let me get me.
I think it was on SingStar. I don't know if it was a PlayStation 1 or 2, but I have such a core memory of being a child and seeing the bit in the music video where she's looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
And trying to fight herself. And maybe that was some premonition on how my life was going to go. But she was raw and real. And, it's good to know that she treats her crew like family.
She kind of took a little slag at Britney Spears a little bit.
Well,
I mean, I think it made sense at the time, probably.
Yeah.
I don't want to slander Britney here, but but I don't think we are. But I think Pink just took a little jab at her just for fun.
Yeah. I think it's easy. Also now, because in my mind I'm it's so I'm not like other girls. I'm not cool. But I think at the time, I'm maybe she was taking a dig at what the industry was doing to Britney. That's
True.
how I perceive it.
You know what? I that's a very good point. I will look at it at that perspective as well.
I'm a Pink defender, apparently.
Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, but I mean, even then we look at Pink's catalog, right? So What is still a fantastic song.
Yeah.
Because that hook, it is super catchy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that opening line, guess I just lost my husband. I don't know where he went. Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Imagine getting divorced in the public eye and then being don't know where he went. Oops.
Yeah. It's such a nice, wild journey to see the growth that she went through. Because remember when we first heard her back in 2001, she was an R&B artist from her first album.
Yeah.
It's it's almost as if, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it's the same sound or maybe even the same producer as whoever produced Destiny's Child and TLC and all those different artists with that same sound.
Yeah.
It just had that Max Martin produced
early 2000s
vibe.
Yeah.
But then was it in 2002 when Don't Let Me Get Me and was it Just Like a Pill?
Yes.
Came out. I'm like, wait a minute, she's using real rock instruments.
Right.
Because I knew that just by her look, she looked like a punk rock lady.
Yeah.
And the real Pink started coming out.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
I'm very feisty, but I still care about people too at the same time.
Yeah. Definitely.
And that's what I love about her. And during that whole Kanye versus Taylor feud back in 2009, right, when he interrupted her Taylor's speech.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, what happened was Pink was backstage and she gave Kanye so much crud.
Yeah.
She was like, dude, what in the F are you thinking, dude? She is just an effing child.
Yeah.
How dare you do that to her?
Yeah.
Right.
What an icon.
I know. And I still remember that whole incident.
Yeah.
Because I know that with you, you've listened to Taylor Swift's music since the beginning.
Oh my God, you just outed me as a Swiftie. Yeah.
Like what were your general thoughts like when that incident happened? Because that was definitely an iconic moment in, not iconic in a good way, but it was iconic in like the most controversial thing that happened.
Defining.
For MTV Awards. Like, what were your thoughts when that happened?
I think I was 12. So I don't really. It's weirder for me to look back on now. Yeah. I think at the time it was kind of like, oh, this is some like celebrity drama. Like I knew it was bad. I think I was just like confused. I was like, why would you? I mean, even now it's like, why would you do that? Like,
yeah,
you know, even Beyonce, there's like the clip of her and she's like, what is going on?
I think Beyonce was saying like, I bet you she's thinking in her head, I didn't ask for an advocate.
Yeah, please stop.
Right.
But I think because I was a kid and I listened to Taylor Swift, I was like, you know, she seemed older. Whereas now, because I'm older than her, than she was at that time.
That's right.
I'm like, she really looks like a baby, you know, and she was still hard in her like country days, you know, she wasn't, you know, Reputation, she sort of became herself and was like standing up for herself. But yeah, she looked like a child, and she wasn't being abrasive. She wasn't, you know, if there was someone up there who matched Kanye West's energy, I'd be like, okay, this is fixed, or, you know, that whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, also I saw something in, I think it's the Miss Americana documentary that Taylor Swift did, where she talks about that moment and she says like people were booing Kanye West. Right. But at the time she thought everyone was booing her.
Oh.
And that's right. So sad. Yes. Like, I don't know. I know she's doing fine. She doesn't need me to be like, oh my God. But yeah, like imagine just being like, 21 and being like, everyone in this room hates me. Not knowing that they're like sticking up for you. You're just like, oh, they're all booing me. Like that's crazy.
If I was in that position too, in Taylor's position, I would just be confused at the fact that, wait, why is this like 30-something-year-old guy like coming up?
Yeah.
I thought the protocol was I accept the award and then just do my speech and then call it a day.
Yeah.
Was this old, you know, guy who's old enough to have common sense?
Yeah.
Doing.
Yeah.
Unless he's gonna give me $1 million or something, you know.
Thank you. I mean, yeah. It's also crazy. It's 2025, and the amount that has happened in both of their careers is, I mean, Kanye West is just on his own path now. So
definitely.
Who even knows?
Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah.
Well, speaking of people's artwork, what was the first album that really made you fall in love with music in the first place? Any album that comes to mind?
I really would love to have a like really cool answer, but honestly, August and Everything After by Counting Crows.
Oh.
Counting Crows' first album. I grew up with my dad, so that was hardcore 90s dad rock.
Oh, for sure.
I vividly remember the first time I heard Round Here, which is like, I don't know, the second biggest single. And I was like, I didn't know the words to the song, but I knew that I really wanted to know the words.
Yes.
Because it made me feel. And I remember sitting in my dining room and like dancing, ? I think my dad thought I was having a seizure. But I just remember hearing this song and I was like, this like makes me feel so strong. And yeah, I'd love to, I don't know, have like a really cool obscure band, but Counting Crows was my first.
Oh, well, I mean, they're no strangers here in North America. Well, we know that for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you mentioned that as something that's not Mr. Jones, thank goodness.
Yeah. Also a banger, but
I mean it is. But just that, you know, I mean for me, like when I was doing that at piano karaoke and live band karaoke, it's just been selected so many freaking times, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I mean there are other songs besides Mr. Jones, guys.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever go see Counting Crows live before?
No, I missed them. They were at the PNE a couple months ago.
Yes, they were.
And my dad's friend sent me a video. I was gonna go, but I didn't go. There That's a very long-winded way of saying it.
Yeah. Oh man. But I mean, yeah. I mean, good on them for still grinding.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like bands like Counting Crows, they seem to just somehow, like, even though they're not in that big spotlight like Taylor Swift is right now in the forefront, right?
Yeah.
But they are still relevant in terms of like, they're playing live. They are still making, making good music, and they are still together doing their thing, and much respect to these guys.
Yeah.
Because you're going back to what you were saying. You and I, we represent like the independent working class musicians. But I would also would say that even folks like the Counting Crows, they represent the hardworking musicians who. I think, like, in a way, I don't know. I feel like they represent us in some ways. I don't know why.
They're still grinding. I don't know. I'm sure they're one of those bands that people see and they're like, oh, it's a one-hit wonder. Like, Mr. Jones is their biggest hit. But they're still making music. They are still touring. Like, people still go listen to their stuff. They had the song of Shrek 2.
Yes, they did.
You know?
Shrek 2, guys, come on.
What more do you want, really?
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
And I don't know what it is that makes me respect them in that way, but I think what it is that, they just want to, like, just keep their head down and just do what they're good at, and that's just to rock it out.
Totally.
And that deserves a lot of respect, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If they're going out there and there's people still coming to their shows at all these stadiums, right? That says a lot about going back to what we were talking about your music too. Ynes's music connects to people somehow, and so do the Counting Crows. Their music is connecting to these people. It connected to them somehow.
Yeah, young
or old, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but they're connecting to people, and if they're connecting to generations to come, they've done their jobs really well.
Yeah.
We as artists have to ask ourselves, are we connecting?
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I've heard that question at an interview on the Ellen Show by a certain artist who we just mentioned earlier, actually.
Oh, okay.
Mr. West.
Okay.
Like, he said in that tone. He's actually like, are you connecting? I'm like, well, despite his long-winded answer of something, he made that good point.
Yeah.
I will give him credit for that.
We can give him credit for that.
So, Mr. West, okay, you get a brownie point for that one.
Just for that one.
Yes.
I don't know. This just came to my mind. Talking about, like, I was just thinking about imposter syndrome, and we're talking about grinding and doing things for the sake of doing it. I always think about Counting Crows. Track 2, August and Everything After, Omaha, is a song. I think the chorus, he just says Omaha, somewhere in the middle of America. They wrote that song. They put it on the album for whatever reason. The mayor of Omaha at the time heard the song and invited Adam Duritz of Counting Crows to have a key to the city.
Seriously?
And he didn't go because he was too scared to admit that he'd never been to Omaha.
You serious?
But my point is, you can just fake it till you make it, and that is proof. All he had to do to get a key to the city of Omaha was write a song, and he'd never been.
Well, wasn't that the same thing with the Beach Boys? Like, even though they write so many songs about surfing at your local beach, like they've only surfed probably like a few times in their lives or something like that.
And they're called the Beach Boys.
Like I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like that's like I swear I heard it somewhere.
Yeah.
But Beach Boys, if I'm saying incorrect information, please let me know, guys.
Yeah.
Mike,
Thanks.
all of them guys,
Thanks.
yeah, thank you. But I heard that somewhere that know, if the Beach Boys didn't do all those summer activities, then I don't know. But
and you know what? Fair enough. Who am I to question them?
Well,
they make a convincing sound.
Yeah, and I think what it is too is that if Mike Love and Brian Wilson, all those guys had a great time writing these songs, how can we judge them on that?
Yeah.
But the late great Brian Wilson, I mean, we give him so much credit, for all the other tunes he's written, right? God only knows.
Yeah.
Man, like Good Vibrations.
Yeah.
Man, that was him too.
Yeah.
And it's sad the fact that he's gone, but I would say he took the Beach Boys to brand new level at their time, and that's the reason why they're legends today.
Yeah, I think they deserve more credit. I think the Beatles get. I'm gonna say it. I think the Beatles get too much credit for what they did for pop music. I don't think the Beach Boys get enough credit for writing a good 2.5 minute song.
Oh yeah.
That's just me.
Well, and not to mention their harmonies, right? Like even though the Beatles are really good with their harmonies from all the previous tracks they've done, I feel like the Beach Boys' harmonies were a lot more polished.
Yeah.
In a good way, you know? Like they had it all like locked down together.
Totally.
And they really functioned as a group.
Yeah.
And whereas I feel like with the Beatles, greatest band of all time, I would say, but when it came to their harmonies, like there's a bit more like rough, like loosiness in it, if that makes looseness in it, if that makes sense. But whereas I think the Beach Boys, it was just more like, okay, locked in, no one's off. It's like, you know,
they had the formula like down.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think it helps that if like, again, when Brian Wilson, like when he was making Good Vibrations, I mean, I saw the biopic Love and Mercy, and they talked about Brian Wilson's life, right? And like they talked about the production. There was a scene where he was producing Good Vibrations, and even though it was really intense because it's such a very complex song, right? But you can't help the fact that, man, but the good thing that came out of it was a big hit.
Yeah.
And all the harmonies that came with that, it was just golden.
Yeah.
Golden with a capital G.
Yeah, definitely. Agree.
Your first concert.
Yeah.
Which one did you go to, and did you enjoy it, and why did you enjoy it?
My first show that I went to was Bowling for Soup.
Nice. Good answer.
They were in their flop era. I say this not like I've seen them talk about the album they released at this time, and they got dropped by their label.
Oh,
like immediately.
This was like 2010s, right?
Yeah,
close to 2010.
I think it was 2008, 9. Yeah.
Okay, around there. Yeah.
They played at a nightclub in Coventry, which is not. I mean, it's Coventry. And I was 14, so my dad had to email the venue to ask if I could come because I wasn't allowed, and they said
by
yes.
email.
Yes. So it was great. It cost eight great British pounds. I can't talk.
Wow, what a deal!
It was great.
That's almost a steal in a way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've seen them since, but I saw them at the Rickshaw. I've seen them in Nottingham at like a big. Yeah, I feel like that was a really good first show.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is so cool that we're talking about all these different artists.
Yeah.
Like besides Taylor Swift and Kanye West, we've been talking about Bowling for Soup and Counting Crows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Specials.
Yeah.
What a
so
great.
Many.
Yeah. But Bowling for Soup will still be a part of that emo night legacy.
Yeah.
Like I went to an emo night right here in Vancouver like last year in November, and they play Bowling for Soup's music, and it's cool. That means they are going to be a huge part of that emo culture. That you and I really enjoy.
Yeah, I think I actually have to say as well, like I am such a lyrics nerd. Like when it comes to listening to music and writing music.
Yeah.
A lot of people are into the, Beach Boys formulaic good guitar solo. Like I just enjoy writing lyrics, and I enjoy lyrics I can relate to, and Bowling for Soup do that. A lot of their songs are power chords, but like they do that songwriting honesty so well.
Oh, for sure.
Like they have, it's like, okay, I could write a love song, or I could write a song called Trucker Hat about, it's a love song to my trucker hat. Why not?
Yeah. Hey, it's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
And it all comes down to exercise and free will. It's like, well, that's what I want to write a song about.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it.
Well, I remember like this old band I was in when I was in high school, right? Actually, no, sorry, it was after high school. But my high school buddies and I, we, they were like a year or two younger than me, but still, like we still just got together anyways and tried to make music together.
Yeah.
And I remember like I wrote this this funny like pop punk style song called "The Laundry Song." And it's basically just a song about I'm not gonna do my roommate's laundry. That should be his job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no one has written a song about that yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we're gonna do it. This is gonna be our song.
Because people can relate to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
Exactly.
It's a funny song.
Yeah.
You know, but it goes back to your point. It's like the advantage of being independent. You could write a song about whatever, and you can release it whenever. And it's true. And the question is, who's going to stop you?
Yeah.
No, you don't have to answer to some bigwig who's not even doing anything for you anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so it's like you may as well just release it.
I love that. I want to hear the laundry song.
Yeah. Oh,
I think
yeah.
You should release it.
I played it. I remember like, I brought that song back. I was playing this fun project I did with this old friend of mine named Jeff. It was a side project. We call ourselves Jeff and S Excellent Adventures.
Nice.
Right. And we did an acoustic version of the laundry song, and I just told my friend to just follow along with me, and we just went, and that was it.
Nice.
But speaking of songwriters, I said it before, we have this huge knack, this huge love for our independent musician circuit here in Vancouver. Our music scene, I think, is full of amazing talent. And you and I, we've been to the open mic scene already, and we've even done a show with our dear friend Atlin Morgan, for example. She's a prime example of someone who, you know, we're so glad to have made friends with within the last few years. Is there anybody else in the local scene who's a musician that stands out to you?
Yeah. I went to a show, I want to say a couple months ago, and there were a few really cool artists. There was a band called Worrywart.
I have heard of these guys, yes.
I love their music. Like, I don't know. There's also Kylie V.
Yeah.
She's like acoustic. So the lineup was so random. It was like acoustic, sort of Midwest emo sounding, and they were supporting what is his name? I actually can't. The one artist that I can't remember, but it was a very like I guess like synthy pop sort of sound. Like the only thing in common was that they were all Vancouver based.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna feel like a horrible person for not remembering this person's name, but
to the person that she's talking about, we apologize, but kudos to you.
Yes,
for making good music.
Kudos to you. But it was great. I think that show for me, like seeing those three artists, that's really gonna annoy me. It just showed how diverse Vancouver's music scene is.
It is, yeah.
And there's a lot of great like punk music. There's a lot of great like, I don't know, Peach Pit have come out of BC, like a
Peach Pit, yes.
lighter sort of surfy rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like such a vast sound.
Yeah.
You know? Like you think about Seattle and it's like you think about grunge.
You think about Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and Stone Temple Pilots.
Or you think about Macklemore.
Or Macklemore. There's that too.
Choose a lane. But yeah, there's so much. There's so many genres. And what I think is great is that like you said, like Atlin and
Sean for the Yukon.
Yeah, like so many great people who have different influences are at different I guess sort of levels. Like it's so collaborative. There's no like rock scene and then, you know, acoustic scene, and it's all kind of, everyone is friendly.
And here's something that proves your case actually, in these recent years in our scene. So while I was in Italy last month, our dear friends from the open mic scene. So Atlan, our friend Alyssa, aka the Acoustic Eel, and our friend Jason, aka the Small Lebowski, really cool Irishman. They and somebody else played that show too. I forgot who it was. I apologize, guys. Sorry, but the coolest collaboration that I finally saw a video clip of that finally happened. I was so happy it finally happened, even though I was away to not see in person, but it happened. Jason, the Small Lebowski, who usually has like more of a rock background, well, he did a song with Atlan.
Nice.
And yeah, they duetted together. And I was just like, wow, it actually happened. Like, because here's Alan, who's got this very amazing, sweet, but yet, sweet, powerful vocals, by the way. But I remember telling her on the episode I did with her last year, it reminded me so much of Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
Very Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
And yet here is Jason, the Small Lebowski, who is more of a rock grunge metal singer.
Yeah.
But they did a song together, and it worked so well.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And so that proves your case that people have been very collaborative and not have to be like super isolated just because of a different genre.
Totally.
And I think what it was is that with this whole scene lately, with our open mic friends that we've been hanging around with, there's some sort of really cool chemistry between all of us as friends, despite our genres.
Yeah.
Somehow we have this chemistry. I don't know what it is. It's just, I guess, is part of it is that, we all want a community. That we want to belong to. Yeah. And I think part of it is if you want to take your music to that next level. And I talked about this with my last guest, Alyssa. We talked about how it is important that sometimes you have to take risks, and that even means stepping out of your comfort zone to collaborate with someone who you would not expect to collaborate with.
Definitely.
But if you have that desire to collaborate with that said artist, hey, why not?
Definitely.
Take a risk. No one's stopping you.
Yeah. The thing that you have in common and that's most important is just like that appreciation for music. And I think that like spans different genres. Like no one person listens to one genre, like, yeah, I don't listen to the genre of music that I make. I don't even know what genre of music I make, but when people are like, oh, like what kind of music comes to mind? I'm like, I listen to so much 90s hip hop and punk, heavier punk than I make, like Pennywise,
NoFX.
Chris's favorite band actually is NoFX.
No kidding. Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know, just like Pup are one of my favorite bands. They were in town recently. Yeah, so my point is, I think like it's a positive thing, and I think it can really like push your boundaries without sounding too cringe.
Yeah.
By kind of collaborating with people that get you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like back in 2021, I mean, you understood like how with my TikTok channel, I was teaching all these different songs on acoustic guitar, and I'm just showing people just the chords itself, right?
Yeah.
I remember like one of the things that I've decided to start doing just by popular demand from my American audience was, hey, can you teach us these country songs?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, and I remember I was just like, a little part of me didn't want to do it. Yeah. Just out of honesty. But a little part of me felt like, you know what? I can't play it safe all the time. I need to start taking some risks for once. And that risk for me was to do a genre that may not be as popular within my circle of friends. Yeah. But, it's popular elsewhere.
Yeah. It's having its moment now.
Yeah,
as well,
it is. Yeah.
Apparently.
And I caved in and I said, you know what? And here's the funny thing. I do know how to play those songs because it is simple to learn. But these people just need someone to show them how it's done. Yeah. But I was glad I did that too, because there are some country bangers out there. Yeah. That are pretty solid. Yeah. And some are just like your typical bro country. I'm like, oh boy, not this again.
What's your favorite country banger?
Okay, so the one that stood up with me is since 2021. There's one song called Tequila Little Time,
Okay.
and that's by John Party.
Okay.
Okay, so he's got that one. I actually like that one.
Okay.
It really stood out because there's this one little mariachi instrumentation. A mariachi band was playing this little part and this hook, and it was just cool. And then the other one I love, and I mentioned this in an interview actually, Famous Friends.
Okay.
And that is a really great song. And the reason why I like that one, Famous Friends, is about, well, believe it or not, full circle of what fair play is all about. People in your town who are locals, but they deserve the recognition.
Yeah.
Right? Because the chorus goes, I got some famous friends that you've never heard of, but when I'm in blah, blah, blah county, our crowd is second to none. You may not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I got some famous friends.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think you and I could resonate with it just because we care about the locals.
Yeah.
And I think if you are out with the elites, like those big celebrities and stuff, I mean, that's still a very small percentage of our population.
Yeah.
Whereas like the local talent here, some of them are just as talented as these big stars. Or I could even argue and risk it all and say maybe even more talented than those big stars. Sorry to say that, guys. It is true. Right?
Yeah.
But I think that's why like I love that song so much, Famous Friends, because I do have famous friends. At least they're famous in my radar.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why I do this podcast.
Yeah.
To have folks like you here.
Yeah.
You know? Because I wanted to make sure that everyone in all the people I've talked to matter.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Thanks.
Famous Friends, Tequila Little Time. So both are really good country bangers.
Nice. I love that.
A guilty pleasure one, I will say. I know. Actually, I have a few friends that told me they love this song too, secretly. But I'm gonna be out in the open and say I actually don't mind "Rain's a Good Thing" by Luke Bryan.
I don't know any of these songs.
Rain makes corn, corn makes whiskey. Okay, anyways,
Okay.
I'll show you that song.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll be like, oh man, this is so catchy. Yeah. So that one too.
Okay.
So yeah.
Love that.
Well, but believe it or not, we are just about out of time because we've been talking, believe it or not, for almost an hour and a half now.
Crazy.
It is insane to the brain, dude. I feel like we had a really, really great conversation. Honestly, just a very casual chat.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a very meaningful chat, just to talk about all the things you've been doing and why these artists have influenced us over the years. Influenced you. Yeah. Especially too, right? And just those different stories you talked about of all your experience. Playing at different concerts, but also like your friends who also are performing artists. You have, like we have so much respect for these people.
Definitely.
What do you think is going to be your main goal, not just for Fair Play, but maybe for you as an artist as well?
It's been a couple years now. Like I said, my last show was 3 years ago. Coming up next week, the week after. That's right. Yeah. I'm back in the studio working with a friend of mine, Lila, who is a great musician and producer. Right on. We love female producers. Recognition, people. Yeah. So yeah, I'm recording. I think I'm going to release an EP at some point in 2026. Awesome. And just keep making coffee by day and figuring out releasing music and working on Fair Play. And you can also maybe come into the studio all jitteried up from the coffee. Yeah. Yeah. Stay up till 2 a.m. Right on. Yeah. Right on. And where can people find you on the interwebs? I believe my handle on everything is Ynes, YNES.FM, like the radio. There you go. AM, FM. And yeah, Fair Play is Fair Play United UTD. So Fair Play UTD. And we're on all podcast streaming platforms. I don't know what they all are, but we're on them.
Awesome. That's really good to know. Now, if there's anybody else you wanted to give a shout out to, you can do so now. So who do you want to give a shout out to, both locally here in Vancouver and across the world?
That's really scary. I actually do really want to shout out, I forgot, but Icon Hip Hop are a really great collective in Vancouver. I went to one of their cyphers, one of their events when I first moved here. It was free. It was at the Railway on Granville, and they've been going for 2-3 years, and they've built up like such a warm community of people. They have videographers, photographers, like obviously artists. They also have a podcast. They're such a like warm community, and I think Vancouver is not somewhere that you specifically associate with hip hop, so just a shout out to them as well. For doing what they're doing. And I don't know who else to shout out. But maybe my ex, because there's a song about him on my upcoming EP, and he should be scared.
Oh.
That's all.
Is that a threat?
Yeah, kind of. But like legally, no.
No. So it's not like we do things differently around here. Threat. Sorry, I just had to put a little inside joke here again.
No. I released a snippet of the fact I was going to release a song, and his girlfriend threatened to sue me. So I just had to be petty and give that shout out.
There we go, folks.
So.
But I think regardless, the album's going to sound amazing.
Yeah. And I'd love to say you won't know which song it is, but as we spoke about honesty and lyrics, you probably will. So, yeah, it should be fun. On that note, yeah.
Well, thank you so much again for just being on this episode. Like I said, I feel this is such a unique conversation. Mm-hmm. I think because like you and I, we've known each other for quite a few years already now. It's just been so cool just to take our conversation much further into our love for music, our love for art in general.
Definitely.
So I thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries, anytime. So, ladies and gentlemen, and people of every kind, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, check out Kira, AKA Ynes, again, YNES. All the music is on Spotify. If you want to check out amazing alternative punk rock music, this is the kind of music you should definitely check out. And again, check out her podcast, Fair Play, which is now on all streaming platforms, including on YouTube. Was it is it on Apple as well?
Yeah.
Yes, on Apple and all those other good platforms.
Ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that being said, folks, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Woo.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The Eddie Lam Show, a podcast dedicated to interviewing musicians and online content creators of every kind. If you would like to be a guest on the program, feel free to send me an email at eddielammusic@gmail.com. That's EDDIELAM music@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out my website at eddielammusic.ca. That's EDDIELAM music.ca. You can also follow me on social media. Username is Eddie Lam Music. That's EDDIELAM music on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning into our program. In the meantime, stay in touch, stay safe, and as always, stay awesome.